time to take on mentors. Be that mentors that you pay for, be that mentors or prototype mentors or Tony Robbins, people that you aspire to be like are your mentors, but you realise that you're not. Having a strong sense of self is imperative. It's your moral imperative to develop a strong sense of self, because if you have that, and you can build the resilience within you, you can be more able to take anything and everything that life throws at you. And if you're lucky, you'll never fall down a rabbit hole, let alone two, like I did. For me, we have 5 senses of self. We have our physical, our social, emotional, mental, and spiritual selves. These, going back to £86,400 a day, ladies and gents, these are your personal bank accounts. You cannot take out another credit card. You cannot get an overdraft. You most certainly cannot extend your mortgage. Because when it comes to your time to check out, ka-ching, done, over and out, thank you very much, good night, not only will that lot die with you, but so will everything else. Everything that you strive to build in your life. My question to you is, what sort of legacy do you want to leave? Do you want your personal bank accounts to be so empty that the only memories your loved ones have are of somebody who was stoned, drunk as a skunk, so far strung out with stress, overwhelmed, God knows what else, that they didn't have time to speak to you for most of the time, that they were pretending to be happy so they didn't upset anybody else? I suspect not. If you go into the red in one or more of those areas on a consistent basis, you will very quickly drop into the realms of overwhelming stress. You will start to maybe drink more or smoke more. You may dabble in drugs. You might develop a habit, shopping, sex, whatever. Sticking plasters. All of them. None of them fix anything. If you're operating in the red on 2, 3, or 4 of those, you're very likely to be gripped by some sort of mental health condition. Mental health in this country, amongst young people, has hit critical issue level. Not, get this, they have to do it by this because somebody decided that no, it's a really good benchmark for mental health. 0 to 16 in this country is now officially government stated critical issue levels. By the time we are 14, we have 50% of our young people with an identifiable mental health episode. 50% by the time they're 14, that's insane. That's a true definition of insanity. But when you take that to 24, 0 to 24, 75%. 75% of our young people in this country will have had at least one identifiable mental health condition, and by the time we're 24 years old, many of those people will be so deeply ensconced in their, whatever their mental health issue is, because it's a broad spectrum, that they have to seek medical intervention. Part of what I do these days is go into schools and teach emotional intelligence and growth mindset to children. They are like sponges. Do I bore the pants off them about subconscious, conscious, and unconscious brains? Hell yes. Do I tell them about synaptic nerve connections and neurons? Yep. Do they have a clue what I'm talking about? They do. So I don't mention any of those, only in terms of reference. We talk about light bulbs and spaghetti, Harry Potter, Fortnite, gaming levels, YouTube. We talk about things that they understand, and I make that relevant to their lives. I was brought into one school by a head teacher who knew on the back of a SATs test that she had to do something for her students next year. We've now gone through 2 years of the programme with that school. Two separate year 6 groups. Not one child had an anchor anxious episode during the week of SATs because they had the skill set to cope with it. Mindfulness, meditation, morning routines, visualization. Whether you thought Denise was talking sense or not, I'm here to tell you she was making perfect sense. To somebody who's spent so much time on the other side of that particular coin. I live in a house that resembles Grand Central Station most of the time. I make sure that I have my appointment with me first thing in the morning. It's becoming increasingly a challenge because our 4-year-old grandson was with us and he's very good at getting up early in the day. But I make sure that I factor in my hour with me for my morning routine. Sometimes that morning routine actually is in the afternoon because we're not perfect. Make sure when you write the story of your life, you understand the power that you are giving away. Rewriting a story that's already written and has been all your life is a massive ask. By the age of 7 or thereabouts, we already know, in inverted commas, who and what we are. Courtesy of our responsible adults, I use the term loosely. A child that is praised continually, regardless of their results, will grow up to know that they are brilliant. They will know and they will own their brilliance, even if they're a G grade student. Who cares? Numbers on a board. Numbers on a table. Our children aren't numbers. If you've got young children in your lives, treat them with the respect that they deserve. Why? But why? Yes, but if. No, not why. Answer the question. Don't make them feel undervalued because they will grow up to be one of the statistics that I was talking about earlier. Almost certainly. You can rewrite your story at any given time. You do not have to concentrate on the end. Sometimes all we can do on any given day, especially if we're suffering from depression, etc., sometimes all we can do is write the end to the end of the next sentence. And that's okay. When you rewrite the story of your life, what happens is you change the way you think. Your mindset changes, you change your story. Repeated affirmations, like Denise was talking about, will reprogram the way you see, think, and talk about yourself. The thought cycle is such that the way you think becomes the way you speak, becomes the way you act, and before you know where you are, you believe it, you know, own, validate your own truth. Accept. You get to do a reality check. Is it your truth, or is it the truth that was imposed on you in childhood that you grew up believing so stoically that you descended into a 5 bottle a day habit? It's not worth it. This is your life. I challenge each and every one of you to make an affirmation today, to start to make amends and redress the balance. And whatever it is, because we've all got an it. My it just happened to be the dual demons of alcohol and mental health. It doesn't matter what your it is, we've all got one. It doesn't matter what it is, and I challenge anybody to tell me they don't have an it, even if it's not so much of an issue, or something that they have a little bit of a hang about. That's your it. Today, I'm proud to say I made it. That is my sobriety bangle that said daughter bought me on year 5. And I made it was a conference that I spoke at under the theme of, not surprisingly, I made it. When we delete the old story, the story that's been banging around in our heads for far too long, we can replace it. Every single one of those pictures is me. In varying stages of decline and re-emergence. The caterpillar became a butterfly, which has to like her. These days, I'm a different person. The person that most people knew, and yet I'm not. I'm the same person that I was born to be. I just got lost for a very long time. We are all born joyful souls. We are all born resilient. If you think you are not a resilient person, put your hands up, actually, if you are physically unable to walk. Bingo. If you were not born resilient people, not one of you would learn to walk, because you didn't know that you couldn't get up again. You just kept trying. Apply that principle to your life, regardless of where you are in this journey. Remember, I can walk. You are a walking, talking, human computer. You can forget Apple, Google, all that business. The 3-pound organ inside your head is merely the host to your mind. And yet that mind is the most powerful operating system that there will ever be, in my humble opinion. Your conscious brain is your daily operating system. Your subconscious brain, you know, like the files that we have on our computer. The unconscious brain, that's the little bugger that causes all the trouble. When you think you've deleted everything, it's gone into your recycle bin. You're unconscious, it's completely unresponsive but totally controlling of everything, and you don't even remember why. I urge you to look within. Everything, ladies and gentlemen, begins and ends with you. That just happens to be the name of my Facebook group. Shameless plug. Please come find me. I would love to speak to you. I hope you've taken value from tonight. I love sharing my story, not because I'm a narcissist or like talking about myself repeatedly, but because I am on a mission to help anybody and everybody understand that whoever and whatever you are, not only are you enough, but you are worthy, you deserve to be here. And if anybody in your life thinks otherwise, I don't care who they are. That's their issue, not yours. My name is Suka. I am, amongst other things, I am a mindset strategist. I'm an NLP practitioner, thanks to Will Polston. More importantly, I consider myself to be a catalyst for effecting long-lasting positive change in other people. I say to my clients all the time, you come work with me. I promise not to lecture you or be patronising, but I will kick your arse if you lie to yourself. Not to me. If I catch you lying to yourself, we have a bit of a problem, Houston. The stories we tell ourselves, ladies and gents, are what get us into trouble. The root cause might be the trigger, but whether we respond or react to the situations in our life is the driving force. I was lost and alone inside a mind that I'd long ago given up control to. It screamed like hell when I started to take back control. It's not easy, but I promise you it's worth it. More than anything that I've just said that I am, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I'm a grandmother of 5 kids who all call me Non. They don't even call me Nanny. It started off as Nonny and now I'm officially a non-person. I love it. On my good days, it's amazing. On my not so good days, it's not so good. On my bad days, it's terrible. Do you know what? At the end of each and every day, without exception, gratitude, which is the platform on which I rebuilt my life, is my overriding safety net. Whatever you do tonight, ladies and gentlemen, have a safe journey home. All of you will be in bed before I go and got on the M1. And I bless you for that. Thank you for listening. I'll be staying around. I'm not going to rush off anywhere. I would love to speak to anybody that wants to speak to me. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a powerful story, right? remember the first time first time I met Sue, we had a really good conversation, and then first time I heard Sue speak, and I was like, wow, you know, really seriously. And one of the things that I had the real pleasure, and it truly is a pleasure, is connecting with so many people in the personal development world. And there's a lot of talkers, you know, that operate in this space, but there's very few that have learnt it, applied it, and then want to go out and share it. And Sue is very much one of those people. And I think the real power in what she's learned for her own journey is that it applies to so many different areas of life, right? So obviously for you personally, obviously the alcohol was the symptom, if you like, of causing that, but that momentum you have now, something that can be applied, and those lessons can be applied and shared with people in any area that they're looking to progress. So who's got a question that they have? Straight up. Okay.
Thank you, Sue. I'd be really curious to know your opinions. I mean, you said that 75% of kids, teenagers these days have got mental issues, mental problems.
On some level, it's a massive
level, yeah. Well, like my daughter is 13 and she struggled with anorexia last year. She's okay now, but I never knew before how much really of that is out there. Why do you think that is? Because I understand that now it's more than it was before, right?
I think it's a combination of things, to be honest. And my experience, I put 14 years in mainstream education before I sort of started doing what I do now. And young people these days very quickly learn how to use technology. One of my grandchildren is 4 years old, and he looks at me as though I'm completely stupid when I say, George, how do I put this DVD player on? Because I've technophobia rules in my head. They learn so quickly, and that's the key. As children, we learn very, very, very quickly. That doesn't matter if it's how to program a DVD player or what we think about ourselves. Children that are subjected to deliberate manipulation or well-meaning manipulation, please get down. Don't climb that tree and fall out. Yeah? Don't get me wrong, this is not a hit on parents. My parents, for all their issues, were amazing parents on many levels. Children are like sponges. They absorb everything. So when you factor in how they grow to think about themselves because of their familiar circumstances, for instance, and then factor in peer pressure, who's got the best trainers, who's this, who's that. When I was at school, they abandoned school uniform, and I was mortified. Because when I had a school uniform, I was the same as everybody else. Nobody knew that my parents couldn't afford this or that. It's gone the other way now. Somebody somewhere has thought, actually, we need to level the playing field again. Children take everything personally, whether they appear to or not. If you have a child in your life that's exhibiting signs of anxiety, they can't say, oh, I've got a tummy ache, I've got a headache. They'll be screaming and shouting and slamming and banging doors, 4 or 5 years old. Because they can't control their emotions, they don't know how, they've not been taught. When children are exposed to positive interventions, be that with people like me going into schools or parenting, you know, when they're brought up in a positive fashion, it's a fine line between being positive and overbearing. We can be too overprotective of our kids, in my opinion. But when you factor in peer pressure, cyberbullying, all the stuff that we thought I was harder at times as a kid growing up. If I'd have had the pressures that one of my grandchildren's had recently, you know, in terms of cyberbullying, that they're too scared to tell people about, you know, it's the go-to fix for everything these days in terms of mental health is sadly lacking in this country. And probably sorted out quite quickly if we had the resources and left to escalate. In the break, I messaged home and I shared it on Facebook. If anyone's friends with me on Facebook, find it, got my profile, look for it. A girl in my hometown of Sheffield, not actually in Sheffield, but a girl in my hometown in Sheffield was committed suicide. So it was in the newspaper to be shared because the resources weren't there to protect her mental health. We're sadly lacking in the resources that we need in this country. And parenting, I think personally, the parents that are coming up these days are, if they're aware enough, they are the first generation actually that have the skill set and the ability to empower their children. You know, but it starts at home. It definitely starts. Well, it has to. If a child knows who and what they are by the time they're 7, that's already in their brain by the time they go to school. You know, so it's a far more complex subject than that. But I think it's a combination, sort of a melting pot. And you know, I personally don't think medication is an issue unless it's a really serious psychiatric issue. Because don't forget, mental health, an identifiable mental health condition can be anxiety, it can be depression. It doesn't have to be psychosis or schizophrenia or big guns. So it's a massive spectrum.
I'll share my opinion on it as well. Everything that Sue said, and I think that one of the catalysts in social media is that so many people are being used by social media rather than using social media. For the first time ever, everyone who uses it, have the ability to compare themselves to other people that they haven't had the ability to compare themselves to before. So what's happening is that people are comparing their chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20, and obviously we all know, the majority of us in this room are aware enough to know that the majority of us on social media is fake. I've been in that position where I'm comparing myself to people, and I think I'm a pretty switched on guy, you know, and I'm like, oh my god, but then you have people that are maybe like the children, like you say, that are in, Sue's just alluded to it, you have the imprint years, which is 0 to 7, and you have the modelling years from 7 to 14, and in that period of time, people are modelling other people, kids are modelling other people. Traditionally, it was our parents, it was our grandparents, it was our aunts, it was our uncles, people in our local community, but now we literally, with a touch of a few buttons, have the ability to compare ourselves to millions of people at any given time. I think that is one of the things, one of the real key things.
And lots of it is like affection, isn't it? Affection is another word that obviously struck off really did. You know, nothing's perfect. Absolutely nothing in this world implies it is perfect, because that implies that it can't be improved. That's BS. You know, even the word itself says I'm perfect. Impossible, I'm possible. Reframe the way you talk to yourself, reframe the way you talk to the young people in your lives, and it will get better exponentially as time goes on. It takes time.
Another question at all? Diane?
Oh, you see, two things. First of all, how did you manage to get from 5 bottles to? I suppose you drink. I suppose you just drink in moderation now. Or you don't drink at all?
I don't drink at all. No, actually, tomorrow, and I don't do this often, but I do when I'm speaking because somebody usually asks me. Tomorrow is my 2,500th day of sobriety. And I'll be 7 in September. And I said, and I get away with a lot these days because you need to cut some slack. I'm only 7. In fact, I'm not 7 while September, give me a break. So yeah, I don't drink at all. I don't drink at all. My liver's cirrhotic. My kidneys are not very well. And I know for a fact that I like to think in my head that if that was a glass of gin and tonic, and I drank it, that I would be able to put that down and walk away. I'm not going to trust myself because I saw what it did, not only to me, but to my family. I will never do that again because my paradigm shift happened in the eyes of a daughter who, even today, doesn't like me very much, but that's just because I'm a normal woman. But no, I will never, ever, ever drink again. In the last 5 years, there have been some extremely stressful times in my life. Also, when my father died, for instance, and I knew when I got through that period of 9 months, still sober, I knew then that I would never drink. I don't even eat food if it's been cooked in alcohol. I'm that keen. My liver's cirrhotic, but the very tiny bit of it that's still in the core, God bless it, is behaving as though it's not. Because I don't tell it that it's not working. I reaffirm it every single day. Good lad. it's a lad, because, you know, it just is. Somebody give me a shovel.
Fantastic. Another question at all? Yeah, just go.
You know, you said about you go to schools and do things with children. Is there things that children will be able to watch on YouTube if the parents wanted to do it at home, so to speak? I don't think there's much in the way of what you're speaking about.
If you type, I don't personally put anything on with regards to children, but you can, if you type in emotional intelligence for children or growth mindset for children, you will come up with all sorts of stuff, you know, and if anybody wants, in terms of if you have young people in your life, I have loads of resources that I'm quite happy to email to you for you to work on at home with your
I
kids.
think it's something that, I don't know if we already do, but put that on Facebook, I would definitely share that. Lots of loads of friends that definitely want to do it, and it's not something
Yeah.
I've ever heard of. There are people in the world talking to children about how to actually understand their own self,
Absolutely.
which is something I've only learned to do.
I mean, one of the things I do are workshops and stuff like that. I'm actually exploring doing school camp type things, but the hoops you have to jump through for DBS is these days are ridiculous. But yeah, by all means, you take my number, take my email, any of you, and if you want any resources with regard to your kids, and all they are just basic worksheets that give them reframing options. You know, I have one worksheet that's called "If I Had a Magic Wand." You know, your kids are like sponges; they believe what you tell them. I ran a class, the very first class I ran at the school that I was talking about earlier. I used the analogy of mountaineering. What does a mountaineer need to get from base camp, your starting level, to the summit? The kids, they need equipment, they need tampons, and they need this, and they need that, and all these words that they couldn't even say properly. What they missed was they need the knowledge. That's what they need, the knowledge, and the knowledge is the bit that's missing on most problems in this world. Their homework that week was to go away, come back next week. It didn't matter what they wanted to be when they got to their summit. They needed to come back and tell me what it was, and I would tell them how they could do it. The first lad in the class put his hand up and he said, "Oh, miss, I want to be a Jedi warrior." Okay, so 14 years in education, 3 kids and 5 grandkids helped, and I said, right, give me a minute, Jake. All right, I know. If you get good grades, because he was quite a bright boy, but he was just disaffected in many ways. If you get really good grades, you can go to college, which means you can go to a university of some sort. I can give you 2 ways, because all his mates were laughing at him. And I'm thinking on the hoof here, and I'm really making this up as I'm going along in the class. And I said to him, you could do one of 2 things, my friend. You could join the British Space Programme. And if you think that can't be done, the first woman in space, Helen Sharman, lives in Sheffield. Go and talk to her. And she's only a woman. He laughed. I said, you could go to British Space Programme, Chinese Space Programme, NASA. Or maybe you might want to go to RADA, my friend. Best acting school ever in London. Get your grades, go to RADA, train to be an actor, catch a flight to California, knock on George Lucas's door and say, here you go, I'm your next Jedi warrior. That lad literally floated out of the classroom. His mates stopped laughing very quickly. Doesn't matter that 3 months later, he walked back in the classroom after the Christmas break and went, "Can the Jedi warrior miss? I want to be a vet." I now have a keynote that I address educators with. The next time your child tells you he wants to be a Jedi warrior, go out and buy him a lightsaber, because next week he's going to want to be a vet. It doesn't matter what your child says they want to do, mirror their belief back to them, they will grow to that.
Very true indeed. And I'm actually privileged to have Sue as the host of the Evolve Network up in Sheffield. You've been doing that now for over 18 months, which is fantastic. And tomorrow I'm shooting up to Manchester, so we've got a new host taking over in Manchester, and Nicole, who is the new host of Manchester, her business that she runs is doing what I call personal development with children and families. That is what her whole business is. So she's in the Make It Happen community group. Just drop me a message, I'll connect you guys up, and anyone else wants to know that is her business, that is what she does. And yeah, I don't know more about that. But yeah, they're definitely out. There's not as many out there for kids, but I mean, I don't know about, I've not got kids yet. At least I know of. But I'm joking. And